Welcome in, everyone. The NBA Cup has reached the knockout stage. Tonight, it's a quarterfinal in the East. Along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Now, one more great treat for you folks. Joining us on our broadcast is Shams Charania. Shams, so great to have you with us. Thanks for taking the time to take a seat and join us here courtside.
Star-studded group, the pleasure is all mine. I appreciate you guys so very much for having me aboard.
Look at the smile on Brent Barry's face. He is thrilled to have you here courtside with us.
Absolutely. Super excited about it.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Boston. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And of course, the Toronto Raptors. Right now, they're 5 spots below them.
Well, I think for Toronto, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Dick is out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Barrett at the 3 slot. And for the Celtics, Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Brown in at the 3 spot. Shams' no team is going to run off titles like Boston did in the 60s. But these Celtics have a chance to win their share. What a great start for them.
An absolutely loaded roster. Everyone can defend. Everyone can shoot. They love the versatility they have on their team, and you have to be able to play multiple positions and be versatile to play on this team. It's hard to find a weak link, and it's really championship or bust in Boston.
I feel so great for their coach, Joe Mazzulla. I know we'll get into that down the road. What a great job he's done.
A young coach who has really found his stride.
Toronto with the ball. Here's Barnes, and the dunk by Barnes.
Yes, Scotty Barnes doesn't look fast, but don't question his speed with those long strides in transition.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. White the pass to Tatum, and stolen by Barnes. To the middle. Rebounded by the Celtics. The question for them right now, can they maintain this winning streak? They've notched 11 in a row.
It's been impressive, and the question now really is, who is going to figure out a way to stop this crew? Each time out, they're finding new ways to win. That is dangerous for your opponent. Really, a myriad of ways in which they're coming at you.
So, Shams, when the league brought in that 65-game played rule, it sure seemed to motivate players to suit up.
Those awards aren't just about prestige, Kevin. They're about cold, hard cash. And every summer, we're going to see records set for the biggest contract in NBA history. Every summer that goes by, and that certainly has an effect on players wanting to play and players being in the lineup. Now with the 65 games played rule, there is an incentive for all NBA teams and different accolades.
Yes, well said. And here is Quickly, following the three-pointer by Derek White. Barrett against Brown. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Holiday. From the wing. Shot is good off the back rim and in. White's got his second basket of the night.
And that passing ability really helps separate Tatum from so many others because the defense has to focus on his ability to score.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. And Toronto making a change here. Alpagi's checked in. Hey, Sean, for the past decade that you've been a major player in the NBA, it's been LeBron's league, it's been Curry's league. Who else is going to take over this league, you think, coming up around the corner?
Given the NBA Finals we just had, have to throw in Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Luka Doncic into the fold as far as faces of the NBA. But Nikola Jokic is so good. He will be one of the guys for a while. Giannis Antetokounmpo, you have to mention him as well. But ultimately, you have to also keep an eye on Victor Wembanyama, the way that Victor Wembanyama could take over the league. And already, so early, was so special. Victor Wembanyama is someone to keep an eye on.
Okay, they just passed a note down to me, our gang here. What about Anthony Edwards at Minnesota? He's another one, right? Young American player who is really making an impact.
Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, you have to consider those two as well. And it's special, the crop of young players that we have coming up in this league. One of them is sure to emerge as this generation's, whether you want to call it Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, there will be a face on this crop.
And we cannot wait. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. There's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason, and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pulling the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship or competing, whether it's competing for a playoffs, competing for a title. If you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said. With some changes, Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Jakob Poeltl. Brown comes in for Scotty Barnes. And it's Mitchell in for Quickly. We've got 1:18 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Pritchard. They set the pick. Down low, Olynyk with the steal. Fast break Toronto. Here's Abaji. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And Olynyk doing a nice job just keeping the symmetry out there.
For Boston, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Brown outside. There's the 3. Rebound by Olynyk. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's guarded closely, lays it up and banks it in. 32 seconds left here in the opening quarter. It's Brown on the wing. Pass to Pritchard. Outside, Horford. Brown sets a screen for Horford. Pins the shot with nobody near him.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
The coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
3 points.
9 seconds left in the first quarter. Brown deciding where to go with it. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Raptors lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition, at every opportunity.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
And in last year's playoff, Shams, we did see a lot of players injured and unable to play. What are some of the solutions that may be being talked about that you hear about?
People certainly ask if this is a result of the 65-game rule. Is it more physical play? Is it the consequences of the regular season? The league is going to take a wait-and-see approach to determine if this is an issue they have to fix, but they do love the results of what this has brought as far as player availability moving forward.
Yeah, they do seem sold on that 65 number, don't they?
100%. And at the end of the day, some of these injuries are flukish. There's a lot of, obviously, lower body injuries, and you can't measure that. I think the league is going to want to see more data over the next 5 to 10 years to really determine, does this rule impact the game and impact injuries?
So the Raptors 5 right now. Mitchell is out there with Dick. Then there's Chris Boucher. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. And it's Abaji in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Pritchard. Hasn't made one yet. Horford with the screen on Mitchell. Pritchard offline with his 3. Raptors leading by 3. Hey, Shams, I know you're connected throughout the NBA into a lot of front offices, but have you ever thought about maybe shifting gears a little bit and working for a team?
There is always intrigue into something like that, Kevin, but I've seen how tough the environment can be, and honestly, it is really much more fun to be talking to you on this side of the media world and the media equation of the NBA. But listen, there's always intrigue with the front office.
And a lot of opportunities. I know you're looked at, but thank you for your honesty in that.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And the dunk by Tatum.
Huge fan of how Tatum runs the floor. It's almost a lost art. Terrific when he's in attack mode, in transition, putting a lot of pressure on that defense.
Now, here's Mitchell. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Now, Tatum. Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done, but just does not happen, whether it sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason. But I try to wait as best I can to make sure that when I report, it is complete.
He's been on fire lately. Let's take a look at your Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Jason Tatum.
And when you have a big man carrying as much of the load as he has, it just makes things so easy for the rest of your team. Completely deserving of the award.
Brown finds Pirtle. Here's Barnes. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Barnes has got 8 points.
Yeah, Scotty has confidence from that mid-range and does not need much space.
When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in the big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we can spread around the league and keep these guys on the floor.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. From 13, Toronto grabs the miss. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, but when you shoot a percentage in the low 30s as a team, and they did that in that game, it's just not going to be your night.
Yeah, you check the stat sheet and you can dominate just about every other facet of the game, but it's not going to make up for anything if you shoot the ball at such a low percentage.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Raptors.
right away they showed us they weren't going to shy away from the mid-range game, and it's proving to be an effective tool for them.
Well, they've done a great job tonight of getting out in transition, so that focus on fast break will add to your total in a hurry.
Brown, no good on the free throw. Boston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Screen by Porzingis. Holiday, no one around him. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
What a great option he gives them on every possession.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
Boston making some changes. Jaylen Brown comes in for Tatum. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard. Grady Diggs checked in for the Raptors. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Celtics. They trail by 3. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense on that one.
Yep, made the defense work extremely hard and did a nice job of getting any advantage they could against the team that shot it well.
Here's Quickly. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Quickly the pass to Barrett. Hurdle with a screen on Brown. Barrett with the ball. He's picked up by White. And the shot goes in. And the Raptors lead by 3.
RJ's movement right there did a great job of keeping the defense off balance. And he worked to create that opening.
Fires from deep. And it goes out of bounds. A last touch by Pirtle. Here's Holiday. Off the inbound, no good.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And that one falls for Barrett.
You look at R.J. Barrett on TV, you don't realize the guy is 6'6", 214. He's got that size along with the shooting ability and a nice overall game.
And so Barrett nails both of them. Outside Holiday. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. Sinks the triple. Holiday's got 5 points now this quarter. From deep three-point territory. No good on the shot. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Toronto ahead, up 2. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East.
Well, I think for the Raptors, they've underperformed thus far, but they're still tremendous. Now comes the hard part. They've got to tinker with the team until they find that championship recipe.
Now moving on to the Boston Celtics and the close first half they played.
You can't win playing passive at the offensive end. I mean, how many times did we see him at the free throw line?
Practically none. There were a few calls they thought should have gone their way, but you can't rely on the refs to bail you out. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a quick one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Scotty Barnes, what a contribution.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Yeah, we'll see if the double teams start to come here in the second half to make them adjust offensively, but he's going to keep going at it.
You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White, and it's Porzingis in at the center position. That's the Boston Five. The Raptors shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? Holiday with the defensive effort.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid it straight up and in.
Tatum no good. And it's the Raptors ball. Their next game, playing at home, as the Nets come into town. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Barnes against Tatum. Barnes can't get it to go. Boston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. We love young Scotty Barnes. He can shoot, he can defend, and he can really pass. Brent, he seems like the ideal wing.
Well, there's a lot of things there, Kevin, that are very good. You don't become an all-star at that position without those kind of abilities. But the responsibility of playing winning basketball consistently, let's see how that plays out for Scotty moving forward.
Tatum with another miss.
The third quarter has not started well, just 1 of 4.
Here's Dick. White covering. Back to Quickly. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Quickly's got his first 2 points.
Well, there it is. 0 of 3 to start the half, and finally something finds its way through the net.
Outside Tatum for the lead. Take that! Oh, Tatum from the parking lot.
Trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
Here's Quickly. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Quickly's got his second basket of the game. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about.
All right, fans, give it up for Celtics Entertainment.
Pritchard, he's checked in for White. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the leading defenses. Number 1, the Celtics.
And this team has been completely dominant. Fewest points per game allowed in the league. These guys are talented, they trust each other, they work together, and you just won't find better coaching on the defensive end of the floor.
Barnes against Tatum. Pass to Brown. Back to Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
And look at Tatum turning up the defensive intensity, outworking the shooter.
Barnes sets a screen for Barrett. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good that time. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, he's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
And Barrett gets it to go.
And I'm impressed with R.J. Barrett and his body control when he's around the basket like that. Good finish.
And after years of rumors around OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam, the Raptors dealt them both.
Well, I like what they got back, Kevin. At some point, you got to cut the cord, and they did that. They brought back the hometown hero in R.J. Barrett, along with a few picks, which gives them some flexibility. So it was a time for a new direction in Toronto, and trying to add to that exciting young core is priority one.
The tray, and again, Boston with the triple.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Raptors trail by 3. Quickly with it. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Pirtle with a screen on Brown. Barrett with the ball. Picked up by Brown. Here's Pirtle. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Holiday with the 3. It's rebounded by Quickly. Toronto shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Here's Pirtle, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, we know Quickly can score, but there he shows off his passing ability.
Here's Pritchard. 6 points for him. Outside Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Barnes. Tatum. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Tatum's got the lead up to 3 now for Boston.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Celtics lead by 3. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his speed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. There's Boucher out there with Olynyk. Then there's Bruce Brown. And it's Mitchell. And it's Abaji in at the small forward position. Now here's Brown. Olynyk sets a screen for Brown. Sweet little floater.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Boston's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Here's Pritchard. Sinks the three-pointer. Pritchard's got 9 points now in just the second half.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Now, here's Mitchell. Tight defense on him. No good on that one. Tatum against Mitchell. Tatum looking around. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. And it's a 6-point Celtic lead.
Well, you know Jason Tatum can score, and that's exactly what he's done thus far.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. the Celtics. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Got a chance to listen in on Darko Rajakovic during the huddle. Coach is not happy with that three-point battle. He told his team, we're down because they're making more threes than us. We have to defend the line if we're not making them at the other end. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Abaji. Mitchell outside. Knocks down the three ball.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Well, you concern yourself with the other guys who you think are going to damage you, and he stepped up and delivered that huge three-point shot.
Now here's Tatum. From the top of the key. Boucher with the rebound.
Well, his shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
And that's letting the defense off the hook. No excuse for blowing that layup.
Here's Pritchard. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Launches a three. Buries it from three-point range. Pritchard's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Celtics.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And it's a completely new group for Toronto. And the Raptors with the ball. 6-point game. The three from Barnes. And again, no good by Toronto.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Left side, Tatum. Beyond the arc. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Inside. Barnes can't get it to go. Boston leading by 6. Here's Pritchard. To the inside. The kid, and he slams it one-handed.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Barnes passes to Quickly. Barnes against Horford. Pirtle with a screen on Horford. And here's Barnes for three. Barnes with another miss.
Well, you make strides to get back in the ball game, but an errant shot like that can definitely cost you any kind of momentum. Have to use better judgment there.
Here's the kid. They set the screen. A nice shot by Tatum.
Oh, another huge night for Tatum. One of the top scorers in the NBA. Jason beats you in so many different ways.
Now, here's Barrett. Over Tatum. Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to 8 on the bucket from Barrett. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent. Some changes here for the Celtics. Zinkas is checked in for the kid. Jaylen Brown comes in for Al Horford. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard.
Jaylen Brown, Derek White.
.119 left in the fourth. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Celtics?
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the three ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys. They're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
Yeah, he cuts the deficit a little bit, but not as much as he could have. One miss can make a big difference.
Porzingis with a screen on Barrett. And that one, good. And the Celtics lead by 9.
He shot a lower than average volume here tonight, but his efficiency doing it has helped the team build the lead.
Tries it from 9. And the Raptors miss again. Here's the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Tatum with a screen on Barrett. Here's Brown. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Brown's got the lead up to 11 now for the Celtics.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Do you want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Tatum against Barnes. 5 to shoot. Here's Tatum. No good off the front iron. And that one's good, Barnes. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. And they move on to the NBA Cup semifinals. These guys are firing on all cylinders.
And really doing their best to represent the Eastern Conference. This is a proud organization, and they have played with great pride.
And that about wraps it up. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And now, our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
PlayStation